What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Apothecary Diaries, this time with Season 2, Episode 5. Fantastic episode again. Last time out we had a bit of a mystery with a couple of twins, one having a phantom pregnancy, which obviously was not the case, but I did again look up the actual kind of phantom pregnancy in real life, and fascinating stuff, to be honest, how much your mind can affect your body like that. I can't remember the name for it, but there was like a whole kind of scientific term and such. And these might be the very same twins that we see demanding this moon spirit, I think the name of it was, who ended up being the old lady, Mao's old lady, which was awesome. Again, a fantastic first and second half of the episode, wasn't it? And like I said, I think they might be the same twins, though I'm not 100% sure of that, of course. I am pretty sure, though, that they are the blonde twins that we have seen little hints of throughout the season so far. But yeah, inevitably going to be seeing a bit of a cross-dressing Jinchi today, I do imagine. Again, though, do let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. These two. Again, the twin story of the first half could be unrelated, but I've got to imagine one of these women is the one with the phantom pregnancy. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but they do call it Chinese whispers in the UK. Is the name for like a game that is similar to that. Like you pass something on and then you try to remember what it said originally. And I've always wondered why it's called Chinese whispers. Why China, of all places? Chatting buddy. She's been a great addition this season, hasn't she? Ooh, cute little caterpillar. That is. I think, again, I'd get along quite well with this girl. There's a few. It's going to be. I'm not sure actually. I was going to say it's going to be quite hard to replicate the whole bug situation from that, which was one of the most beautiful parts of the performance last week for me. I love how the moon spirit, the old lady, kind of utilised a bunch of the negative aspects, or what would be perceived as negative aspects of the performance, to enhance the beauty of it. And she hid some parts really well, dealt with a bunch of jealous girls really well. Look how beautiful that thing is. I think moths get a bit more stigma than butterflies, but I think they both can be equally beautiful. There are the twins. Demure. What? I don't know if you guys. I mean, it was only. I think it was only like a year or so ago. There was a whole thing going on with the word demure, wasn't there? Lots of people using it. I don't have TikTok, but I came across a bunch of videos. I thought it was quite funny. But there was a whole drama surrounding the word. I think someone else, away from the kind of content creator that kind of popularized the word, someone else copyrighted it, and that absolutely like broke the person that kind of popularized the word. And yeah, it was a whole drama situation. I was not expecting to see that word here. Again, is it accurate? Demure is a very strange, because it's not like, again, it's only because, well, I'm not sure how long it's been around, but it's again only been popularized in the last like year or two, I think. And even then, it's not really a popular word to use. So I've got to question the validity of using this word here. Don't get me wrong, I quite like the word. I think it's quite funny. The demure beauty. It fits quite well here as well. Very demure. Yeah, but okay. If any of you guys haven't heard of that, you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, again, I was not expecting that, but actually, fits quite well. They are quite demure. These again, I can't really even like synopsize what it means. It demure is just demure, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like a, I don't know, I don't know how to describe it well. I think it fits the show quite well, so I'm not too mad at that. I've been getting quite mad this season about shows subtitles, especially Disney's. I think it is just being awful. I quite like it when they're a little bit creative like this. Yep, I've got to assume it is them. So where are these women from? They have a peculiar way of speaking. Not awfully peculiar though. Oh yeah, look at yourself compared to me. Oh, that's quite interesting. I never thought of that. That is quite That reminds me of like chess players who are like a little bit bitchy, do that little bit bitchy things towards each other. They're very different. They seem like very different people, these women, don't they, as well? One of these is very much more out there. Oh shit. Coñero. Go on, Jinchi. Oh shit. Look at them. Good job, Bugs. And he's just gone. The fuck? So they are Russian. I mean, the appearance did kind of give me that vibe. Obviously, for you guys who can't, I've obviously muted the episode due to copyright, but and there's no subtitles, of course. But I think they are like speaking Russian here. Obviously, I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, like their appearance, I thought it might be like German, Russian, blonde hair, blue eyes, something along those lines. So yeah, it looks like they are Russian. I'm not sure. I mean, I usually think of boys when you think of like blonde hair, blue eyes, and the obvious thing. But to be fair, yeah, with blonde women, you usually do think of like Russian women. I think anyway. I'm not sure. Kind of sounds like a kind of rougher language like that. Maybe Polish. I don't know. That was really well done. Like, how the hell did she get him to appear and disappear like a magician there? Just a black cloth. Oh, that was awesome, wasn't it? I would have maybe liked that to be a bit longer, if anything. Yeah, given the smell, so they would get all that is, like I said. I mean, I guess it wasn't actually intentional, but like I said, I love the fact that they used the negatives to amplify the performance. It's actually intentionally done this time, so maybe it was even more genius. But I feel like stuff like that happens like that are like little miracles that, yeah, stuff like that's just awesome, isn't it? I will say he wasn't quite as sexy as the old woman. Wasn't quite as entrancing for me. I think that's probably just because of the fact we know it's Jinchi. He does sound proper slimy. Why would he? When he's got you to do it. Okay, so that went very well. He almost doesn't look happy though. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, so she's off to the school thing that we created. Is that what we saw with the blonde woman? She had a box that she was looking at. There was some perfumes in there. Who I still haven't seen enough of yet. I still want to see a lot more from her. Yes, I like her. I like her a lot. I like Li Shu as well. Although the fact that she's even consort to begin with is, I won't even say questionable. Or stronger than that. She just left, didn't she? Never saw her again after like, episode 18 or something. She was looking up like the zombie fungus thing, wasn't she? Guys are still so wary of her. The clinic. When I hear that word, I do think pregnancy. I don't know why. And I don't really know too much about that kind of stuff. I'll make you guys it instead. That was awfully quick, wasn't it? I don't like the smell of alcohol. I don't even like it. I really don't like it in food. One, because it just like so pungent and it overtakes the taste and the smell of pretty much any food I've ever tasted it in. So I probably wouldn't like this place too much. But what she says there is very true. Alcohol, cleanliness usually the one usually the one of the same. Hmm. Yeah. They're the non beauties that hang out. They send the people they don't want that aren't quite as beautiful to look at, I guess. At least they don't just like chuck them out. So why is it called a clinic? Again, when I think of clinic, I think of like medicine. This was a laundry place. I mean, it does seem quite silly, doesn't it? They're ruling out so many potential great surgeons and doctors. One based on being women, two based on men who don't want to be eunuchs. But yeah, again, you look back at times like these and you're just like, oh, how stupid. Like, why? Some kind of sacred, like it's like I'm not sure if this totally relates to the situation, but like I feel women are kind of seen as like sacred and like they shouldn't touch this kind of stuff and so on, or maybe they're not worthy to. Like it could be either way. It just seems quite silly, doesn't it? When you look back, it's like I mean, you must appreciate it a little bit if they're like looked up upon as like higher creatures, so they shouldn't need to like do this stuff. But even then, it's like how many how far could science have gone earlier on if we didn't not let all these people get involved in this kind of stuff? If that makes any sense, I worded that terribly, but hopefully you get my point. Like, where would we be in science today if in history we didn't kind of not let certain types of people get involved with it? Would we be much more technologically advanced in that regard? Would we have like cured things that we still kind of deal with a lot today? Never know, of course. So again, it's a little more understandable if it's like, oh, you shouldn't have a woman doing that because they're too good for it. It's still not good, but it's better than they're not worthy of doing it and so on, or whatever the reason is. Yeah, this old woman's found out. And it's horrible as well because in times like these, you will get like, even if it is a fellow woman, that they will rat on you, and yeah, just the order of things, isn't it? I do wonder if that'll be the case. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. A really good episode. Like I said, I do kind of wish they spent a bit longer on the first half of the episode, to be honest with you. I felt like in general this season, I'm not sure if it was as much like, I think it felt a bit more natural in the first season if it was a thing, but definitely this season I can definitely feel the more kind of, each episode kind of seems to have a half, doesn't it? It seems to like, we have one section focusing on one thing, and it might carry over a little bit to the next, but like there is, especially in these last three or so episodes, there's been like, the first half has been one specific thing and the second half has been another, and it like tonally they kind of, I mean the show has a consistent tone, but like they just like two really different kind of halves of each episode. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that as well. But like here we had like the whole performance setting up and that kind of beautiful scene, and then we had a little bit of a mystery and dealing with illness at the second half here, meeting an old woman. Just two really different halves, and again we had the same thing last week. It almost felt like if you had this first half of this episode from this week to the second half of last week's episode, that would have made like an amazing episode, if that makes sense. Whereas we got some amazing parts of each episode with like a good kind of second half and a good first half. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because again I'm still really enjoying it, but like I said, I feel like it would have been maybe regarded as like a masterpiece episode or whatever people want to call it, if you did have, again, this second half of last episode and the first half of this episode in one episode. I feel like that would have been really awesome. And yeah, it just felt a little bit short, didn't it? Like I said, I feel like that pacing wise, it definitely stands out a little bit more. I never really felt that way or even mentioned anything to do with that in the first season. But like I said, still a really good episode. Love this performance here from Jinchi. Again, I do wish it was a little bit longer, just because just how much went into it, how much effort, and how many people we kind of brought into it. And yeah, it wasn't quite as encapsulating as the old woman's performance in last episode, in my opinion. Again, probably just because I know it's Jinchi there. If I just watched it, if I didn't watch any episode of the show and I just watched that performance, I probably wouldn't have thought like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, interesting second half as well here. Looking forward to seeing what's going to come of the old lady, what the blonde women are up to, especially that kind of out there. I'm not sure if it's like playing us with the fact that one of the blonde women is like so out there, and it might kind of seem like she's the one. I mean, you could probably tell from the color of the things she wearing her head. I just wasn't paying as much attention, but especially on like the first watch, you can probably tell which one it is that's kind of suspectly looking at that box of potentially perfume, and kind of subliminally sending messages with the mirrors and so on. Just a bit of an interesting situation that's been kind of culminating through the whole of the second season so far, hasn't it? We've had a little kind of building blocks to what these women are kind of looking for, and I've still got no real idea. But again, looking forward to seeing what comes of that, and like I said, what comes of the old woman in the second half of this episode here. Do let me know what you guys thought about this one though down in the comment section. Let me know if you guys share the same sentiment about the whole kind of two halves of an episode thing that's been going on this season. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date, and I'll see you guys next week with episode 6.